welcome to my channel or welcome back. Today I am doing a review for The Cruel Prince by Holly Black, and of course I had to dress up for this occasion because in this book the main character Jude, she often has to dress up to go to courtly parties and dances, and she often has her hair up into like horn type styles. Mine turned out to look like bear ears instead of horns, but whatever. So I hope that's okay. I just was so inspired by it and I really love this book, so I had to dress up. So, anyways, The Cruel Prince by Holly Black is about Jude, her twin sister, Taryn, that's how I say her name, and Vivian, which is their half sister who is older and she is part Fae. So, when they are 7, they are stolen away to the human world and the fairy world by Vivian's father. And obviously this causes lots of difficulties in their lives because while Vivian does belong there because she is part Fae, her sisters are completely human and they're not as beautiful as the Fae. They're not as talented or I don't know, they're not as powerful, like they're at a great risk living there. But luckily, Vivian's father is a very powerful man in this world. He's like a top general, and so he teaches them to fight and defend themselves the best that they can, being human. Sometimes they go back to the human world, especially Vivian. I don't want to give anything away, so I'm not going to say too much about that, but I am going to read the inside flap just to give you a better idea of what I'm talking about. So it says, "Guard your mortal heart." Jude was 7 when her parents were murdered, and she and her 2 sisters were stolen away to live in the treacherous high court of Faerie. 10 years later, Jude wants nothing more than to belong there, despite her mortality. But many of the Fae despise humans, especially Prince Cardan, the youngest and wickedest son of the High King. To win a place at the court, she must defy him and face the consequences. As Jude becomes more deeply embroiled in palace intrigues and deceptions, she discovers her own capacity for trickery and bloodshed. Yes, she does. But as betrayal threatens to drown the courts of Faerie in violence, Jude will need to risk her life in a dangerous alliance to save her sisters and Faerie itself. I keep saying Faerie. Faerie? Is that how you say it? Whatever. It's probably fairy, just fairy, but it's spelled different. So this book, basically what is happening is she gets very caught up in court life because the High King of Faerie is trying to step down and let one of his children take his place. And obviously Cardan, who she goes to school with, and he is one of the cruel princes. He's the youngest, so he's not like next in line, but some people are kind of worried that if he took the throne, he would not be like the best candidate. But his brothers are also kind of cruel, so it's kind of hard to say which one is the true cruel prince in this book because there's a lot of them. I really enjoyed it though. It was really good. Jude turned out to be very vicious. Well, yeah, she's pretty vicious. I don't think it's like as vicious as some characters in this book. I don't think she's like evil or anything, but she definitely has a darker side, and I'm sure in the next books it'll show more of that. I also hope it shows more of her like good side because I don't know, a little more of her being like happy about who she is because she just wants so badly to be a fairy and to be more like fairies. Um, and she's just not one. She's a human, and I guess she's gonna have to get used to that. So obviously it's hard for her and it's hard for her sister. And Vivian, their oldest sister, who's part Fae, I really loved her. That's like a big pro. She was like a great character, good supporting character. Obviously Taryn, her twin sister, I didn't like as much. I didn't hate her though. I think she made some dumb decisions. But I think they were both like smart supporting characters for Holly Black to choose. And Jude, while she's not my favorite character, I do like her, and I really I enjoyed reading the book. I enjoyed the story so much. So even the parts about her that I didn't love the story made up for it, the plot made up for it. The world building was really nice and pretty, and I just love Holly Black's way of describing fairies. They're very, I don't know, they feel so much more traditional than some books. It just makes me feel like I'm reading like a child's fairy tale mixed with kind of, I don't know, seeing it from maybe like an adult's point of view. It's really interesting and cool, and I really want you guys to check it out because I found it fun. I don't think it was as good as maybe like A Court of Thorns and Roses, but I also think it depends on what you like. If you like something a little more tame than A Court of Thorns and Roses, this is probably for you. If you like a little more wild and scary, then yeah, A Court of Thorns and Roses might be better. But for the most part, I really enjoyed it. I don't have a lot of things to complain about. I maybe wish that Jude and Prince Carden had talked a little more, that there had been more dialogue between them, but still, it was still interesting and it was still good. Um, and I feel like there could be more chemistry between them eventually, like more, even if they're kind of enemies. Like, I feel like I don't know. I feel like they could maybe be friends for a while or frenemies, and I'm really interested to see that in the next book. So it definitely kept me on my seat and made me want to read through it quickly. I read through it in like a week. I just haven't done a review on it yet because I'm really slow with reviews. But yeah, I'm sorry I've held this up like the whole time in front of my face. I hope that's okay. But definitely check it out. If you don't like it in the first few chapters, you don't have to keep reading it because I really liked it. Like, first chapter, I liked it and found it intriguing. So definitely was up my alley, but I like magical fantasy worlds. So if that's not your thing, maybe this isn't the book for you. But if you like fairies and you like fantasy worlds kind of mixed in with the human world, definitely check this out. It's really awesome. And yeah, so thank you for watching my video. I hope it helped you make your decision whether you want to read this book or not. And I will see you in my next video. Bye.